Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I want to give a big bless up to the Reggae Girls out there. They ain't believing us. John did. Reggae Girls, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there. World Cup. Sedella Marley, number love. Bless up from DJ Cal.
And I'm representing for the Reggae Girls. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself every time. Especially if you're qualifying for the World Cup back to back. You know what I mean? Sedella, big up yourself. One love every time. You know the thing go. Blessing off a flow like a river. Blessing off a flow like a river. What the Reggae Girls do? Left them name night earth like a queen. Me have to big up the top soccer team. You know Massacre represent. Jamaica supporting it every time. You know the thing go.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel happy from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best Davis. Take it away.
My followers, how are you all? Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. Tonight's show is pretty jam-packed, guys, but as ever, I'll try my best not to consume too much of your time. We're pretty much spread across the board in terms of the topics of conversation. Going to be spending some time talking about the Reggae Girls at international level, and also vaguely for the Reggae Girls at their respective clubs as well, pertaining to some transfer updates there for Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys respectively. As I said, we're going to be looking at things from a national level as it relates to the senior women's Reggae Girls and also Concacaf and Concacaf women, to be specific. We're going to be looking at some Champions League football. There's plenty of football that was played tonight. We had Champions League, we had the Carabao Cup competition. We had, let's try to think off the top of my head, we also had another competition there in League One as it relates to Sheffield Wednesday, and that is for the Owls. So we're going to be touching on Low and Bernard. But like I said, we're pretty much spread across the board tonight. So as similar to last night, I'm going to be starting things off with the women's team, and then I'll work my way through and take things over, segue a bit and look at the Reggae Boys and what's happened tonight for their clubs and their respective competitions. Do go ahead and make yourselves comfortable with the comment section, because I've told you guys before, I personally don't like to sit and talk to a screen. If I have to, then it is what it is. But I do prefer to see you guys active in the comment section. So do utilize the comment section. I'll try to be here. I'm going to aim for maybe no more than 45 minutes. I'll see how I get on. And if I have to stay a little while longer to chat with you guys, then so be. I feel like my TV is just really loud. One moment, guys. Where's my remote? Let me turn that down. Why is it so loud? Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, if you guys can hear my TV at any point, do let me know and I will turn it down. I probably should have checked it before I started my live stream. Anyways, let's go on and look at the Reggae Girls. Some exciting news there. If you support the Reggae Girls, that is, and whether it's at the international level or the club level, let's give you some quick little update. I'm going to go and do my shared screen because it is a lot of information, and as good as I am, I personally couldn't memorize everything. I did try to make some notes, but it's so long-winded that I thought the best thing to do on this occasion is to actually just work with what is in front of me. Work with what is in front of me, I should say. So you should be able to see this one on screen. The print is a little bit fine, but don't worry, I do have you covered. I try to make this one as digestible as possible. It is a bit long-winded, but what I've done, I've already gone through it. I'm just gonna read the most important paragraphs back to you guys, which is basically essentially a press release. The headline does read for itself. Concacaf announces 2025 to 2029. Sounds so weird saying 2029. Concacaf announces 2025 to 2029 women's national team competitions. And let's start off from the top, and I'll make my way down. For the time being, I can't see you guys there in the comment section. So if you do drop a comment, I promise I'm not ignoring you. I will be back with you as quick as I can. Okay, so it's going to be probably a slow build up into the remainder of the show, because as I said, this in particular is a bit long-winded. Okay. So let's start off here. Main takeaways for you guys to listen to is that a launch of a consistent national team calendar will benefit all CONCACAF federations, including Women's Championship, inaugural Women's Nations League, and second edition of Women's Gold Cup. 2026 CONCACAF Women's Championship will serve as the region's qualifier for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup and 2028 Summer Olympic Games. Building on the successful delivery of the inaugural Women's Gold Cup this year and the recently launched CONCACAF Women's Club competition, the Women's Champions Cup, CONCACAF has taken another positive step in the ongoing growth and development of women's football in the region. With an expanded calendar of women's national team competitions now confirmed from 2025 to 2029, from 2025 to 2029 international cycle. If you guys want me to drop the link to this press release here, because I won't read the whole complete release because it is a lot to digest, but if you guys want me to go ahead and drop the link to the press release, I will go ahead and do so. Just let me know in the comments section. As I said, I'm just going to be reading what I think is the most important part there as it relates to the respective competitions, which we may very well see the senior women's Reggae Girls take part in the near future between 2025 and 2019 for the international cycle. Now continuing, the revamped women's national team ecosystem, which the CONCACAF Council recently approved, will provide a consistent calendar of competitions for all CONCACAF federations, providing their women's national teams with regular opportunities to compete on the regional and global stage. The tournaments will include the Women's Qualifiers and Women's Championship, which will serve as the qualification path to the FIFA Women's World Cup and the Summer Olympic Games. The introduction of the inaugural CONCACAF Women's Nation League and a second edition of the Women's Gold Cup competition. This bit right here is a huge chunk of nothing. I say nothing respectfully. It's a quote, but I don't think you guys are interested in the quote. I do, however, think you're interested in the bottom half of the press release. So I'll continue. So from 2025 to 2026, we can expect CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers. So with that, adding to that, qualifies teams to the 2026 CONCACAF Women's Championship. The 2025-2026 CONCACAF Women's Qualifier will serve as the preliminary round of the 2026 CONCACAF Women's Championship and consists of a single round to be played during the FIFA Women's International match window of October and November 2025 and February and April 2026. For these qualifiers, which will not include the region's top 2 ranked nations according to the CONCACAF Women's ranking, They will receive a bye to the 2026 CONCACAF Women's Championship. CONCACAF member association will split into 6 groups. Following group stage play, where each team will play a maximum of 4 matches, 2 home, 2 away, the 6 group winners will advance to the 2026 CONCACAF Women Championship. Now, looking at the 2026 CONCACAF Women Championship, this one here qualifies team to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup and 2028 LA Summer Olympics. And it reads as follows. The first of the 3 major centralized competitions announced in the new CONCACAF Women's National Team calendar, the CONCACAF Women Championship, will be played in November 2026 and will serve as the Confederation's qualifier for the FIFA Women's World Cup Brazil 2027 and the 2028 Summer Olympic Games. The 8 teams participating in the 5-round direct elimination knockout style competition will include the region's top 2 ranked teams and the 6 group winners of the 2025-2026 CONCACAF Women's qualifiers. It is a lot there, guys. I will move on to the Nations League, followed by the Gold Cup. So for the 2028 Women's Nations League, qualifies teams to the 2029 CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup. It reads as follows. The inaugural edition of the CONCACAF Women's Nations League will take place following the conclusion of the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. The competition's group stage will occur in February and April 2028, followed by the finals, where a champion will be crowned in November 2028. And for the 2029 CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup, the second edition of the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup will take place in the summer of 2029 and will feature the region's best women's national teams. More details on the 2028 CONCACAF Women's National League, Nations League, my apologies, and the 2029 CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup will be announced later. So that is how we're looking pertaining to the latest developments there regarding the announcement for CONCACAF latest editions of competitions where our women's team is concerned. Can't speak for you guys. I will say that it is exciting news. I do want to see our team qualify for the Gold Cup. I'm still left feeling quite salty about not playing in the Gold Cup. There is reasons for that. Also not playing in the Olympics. I hope next time round we have better fortune and we can qualify for more of those games respectfully. Owen, good day to yourself. I hope you are in good health. Good evening to yourself. Good to see you back in the comment section. I don't think you were here last night. I don't think you was here last night. So good to see you in the comment section. I hope, a bit like Owen, I hope you're also in good health. So as I said, guys, tonight's show I'll kind of split it down the middle with the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys, looking at things from a national level as it relates to the Reggae Girls. Also looking at a few transfer there for Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys, and also focusing on some cup competitions from your League One cups through to the Premier League cups, playing in a variety of competition, the Champions League being the biggest one. We also had some Carabao Cup action tonight. So we're going to be diving into a lot. But as I said, I will not be taking up much of your time. So do be patient with me while I make my way through the list. I think it's only right to start off with Charlton. Let's go ahead and start off with Charlton. This one did make me smile, so let's go ahead and start things off with Charlton. You guys should have caught wind of this. Can you see this one on your screen? Yes, you can. You should have caught wind of this earlier on, some hours ago. maybe some 5+ hours ago over on the respective social media platforms. So be it X, formerly known as Twitter, or over on Instagram. You should be able to read this one. If you don't want to read it, I will go ahead and read it for you. And that is Mr. Kahim Dixon there. And the caption does read, in a Charlton squad for the first time. Obviously, that means he was in the Charlton squad for the first time since making his summer transfer. So what we're going to do is go ahead and look at that game there. Some good news, good and bad news if you support Charlton Athletic and Kahim Dixon, and also Karoy Anderson. So to be the bearer of bad news. But I think overall it is a positive look. So we should already know that Kahim Dixon was part of the matchday squad. Didn't manage to make his way onto the field of play on this occasion, but nevertheless, he's finally being introduced to the matchday squad. And for me, it's the only way up. The only way is up from here on out. I'm sure it's going to be a gradual process for him to make his way into the starting 11 and hopefully nail down a spot in the starting 11. That's what we hope for the young man. So as I said, glossing over what I've already mentioned to you guys, Kahim Dixon made the Charlton Athletic bench for the first time since his summer move. Not just the bench, but overall the squad for tonight's match. And it was a winning occasion. You can see the result there at the top of your screen. Charlton Athletic kickstarted their Bristol Street Motors trophy campaign with a 2-1 win over Cambridge United. The only real disappointment for tonight's victory is that you can clearly see the red card there, and the red card is unfortunately for our Mr. Karoy Anderson, and he saw red deep inside the latter stages of tonight's victory. Inside the 84th minute, he was shown a red card for a foul. So that is the only bit of disappointment as it relates to Charlton Athletic and our Reggae Boys. Hopefully that will be the one and only red card for Anderson. And as for Kahim Dixon, hopefully he won't pick up any red cards during his time with Charlton. But he is young. This is a totally different environment. So, if he does pick up the odd card here and there, obviously we're not going to beat and bash him. I'm going to take a quick little sidestep and head over to some Carabao Cup now. I might just go ahead and take a look at the whole the entire full-time results. You guys should be able to see this one on your screens. Yes, you can. Maybe the Manchester United. I know Manchester United isn't really a club that we're concerned about for obvious reasons. No, Reggae Boys playing for Manchester United, so we're not too bothered about them. But they did put, for those of you who support Man United, I know I do have a lot of Man United subscribers, so I will give you a reminder just in case you probably weren't keeping in the loop with your club. I know things are a little bit doom and gloom if you are a Red Devil these days, but some good news there, irrespective of your opponents. I will say, for those of you who are telling the Man United fans not to get carried away, leave them, let them be. They can only play who is in front of them. They did put 7 past Barnsley in the 3rd round of tonight's EFL competition. So that is the Carabao Cup. Again, they can only play who is in front of them. 7-7. You can go ahead and see your goal scorers. You had Marcus Rashford with a brace, Garnacho also with a brace, Christian Eriksen with a brace, Anthony with a penalty. Good routine victory there for Manchester United. I would say long may it continue, but why would I say such a thing? Instead, I'll say best of luck to them for the duration of the competition, and also as it relates to their participation in the other respective leagues. And I'm only saying that because of my Man United subscribers. I gotta be nice for you guys' sake, right? We can take a quick glance over at Brentford. Brentford is the club belonging to Mr. Ethan Pinnock. I'm pretty sure you guys are already aware of that. I'm going to skip down and scroll down to the most important information. We do want to know about Pinnock. Unfortunately, he sat this one out on the bench. But in terms of positive news, and will they be marching on to the next round of the Carabao Cup? Yes, they will be, because they did put 3 past Leyton Orient, beat Leyton Orient 3-1 at home. And a good look for Ethan Pinnock and Brentford. As I said, he watched on from the bench, but more importantly, his side, Brentford, have successfully progressed to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Long may it continue. Another team for us to keep an eye on. See if we can get the Reggae Boys stuff out the way, as in players who actually play for Jamaica currently. Some good news there if you are Mr. Deshaun Bernard. We know we have not just Bernard, but we also have Jamal Lowe. Where is Jamal Lowe? Why can't I find Jamal? There he is, Jamal Lowe there, guys. He was substituted inside the 69th minutes of game time. But the biggest news for us to celebrate is Mr. Deshaun Bernard, and he helped the Owls to a more than deserved victory over Blackpool. He actually scored the only goal in the 1-0 victory over Blackpool, and that is his maiden goal for the Owls. I'll go back and look at some stats. I really had to scratch my head with this one to remind myself that he is let's see, let's make sure if I can bring this one up for you guys so we can look at it together. Please tell me that it does show what I'm searching for. So there you go there. In total, in terms of career appearances, EFL Cup, 4 appearances, 1 goal, and that goal came from tonight's game for the Owls. So long may it continue for Deshaun Bernard and the Owls, and also for Jamal Lowe as well. Going to backstep and go and look at another team. Though he isn't a reggae boy, maybe at some point in the future, who knows? Touch wood, he might be a reggae boy at some point in the future, hopefully in the near future rather than the later. And that is Reece Nelson. He grabbed his goal there. He actually leveled the scoring for Fulham. Sure you guys are aware already that Mr. Reece Nelson is on loan to Fulham from Arsenal. Who knows if he's going to make a permanent transfer in the summer. It's probably more than likely, if we're being honest with ourselves. But nevertheless, focusing on today's occasion, yes, the scoreline isn't a glitch. This is probably one of the tensest penalty shootouts I've ever witnessed. Reece Nelson leveled the scoring for Fulham against their opponents, Preston, taking the game to the taking the match to a intense penalty shootout, where you can clearly see on the screen in front of you the hosts Preston were victorious on tonight's occasion. Narrowly so, they did unfortunately beat Reece Nelson's Fulham 16-15. Yes, you heard that, 16-15 on penalties. I would not want to be a Preston fan or a Fulham fan, because that is just a bit too intense for me. That's a bit too much for my heart. I don't think my heart can manage that. But narrow victory, exciting if you're a neutral. I'm sure it is nerve-wracking if you support either of these respective clubs. No, I guess I could segue and go and look at some I could go and look at what's the next thing on my list. I think I need to go and look at some Champions League football with you guys. I'm sure you guys are already aware of the Champions League results, but some of you are unfortunately occupied with your 9 to 5. Keep it up, by the way. If you're making your way home from work, I hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. It is a underrated blessing. I think it's safe to say match day 1 of the UEFA Champions League is an exciting one, isn't it, guys? The results that we're all concerned about, though, for the time being, is obviously in relation to Aston Villa and Leon Bailey. I'll give you the most important information that you guys clearly are waiting on is Leon Bailey. So he's made his return to the Champions League. He has played Champions League football before, did so with his former club in Germany, that is Bayer Leverkusen. Sadly, on this occasion, I say sadly, but you know the manager knows best. For context, Leon is just making his way, has just made his way back from injury, from his hamstring injury. Clearly, it was not a severe injury because he has had what I think we can safely call a quick turnaround. Might not have felt quick for him, but from an outsider looking on, I think he was probably out of action for maybe 2+ weeks or more. But it is a quick turnaround, and that clearly is down to the severity of his hamstring injury. Thankfully, it wasn't a severe injury. Otherwise, he probably would have been out for multiple weeks or maybe even months. But on this occasion, that's not the case. He has made his return to the match day squad since picking up that injury on the stroke of the international break against Bobby Reed's Leicester City. Placed himself on the bench. Didn't see any minutes on tonight's occasion. I'm going to say this is probably a precautionary one. If you guys watched the game, I'm sure at one point Ollie Watkins went off and he had what looked to be a ice pack on his foot. So maybe it's a extremely precautionary decision there from the gaffer Unai Emery. You've already got your front man down with ice pack on his foot, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Ollie Watkins only just returned from I think what was a injury of his own, perhaps a knock. I'm not too certain if what it was, but you don't really want to see Watkins down and then put Leon Bailey at risk by throwing him onto the field of play. Obviously, they don't play in the same position. Point I'm trying to make is you probably want to cushion Bailey as much as possible, because whether some of you like it or not, I think it's safe to say from an outsider looking on, taking into consideration the social media interaction around Leon Bailey from Aston Villa. They clearly do love him. They clearly admire Leon Bailey. He's in just about every single promo that Aston Villa put out, whether it's their new jersey or whether it's their program, whether it's when they're on their pre-season tour somewhere in the world, across the globe, wherever Leon Bailey does seem to be quite visible and center stage for Aston Villa. Clearly, they do rate him highly in that neck of the woods, and long may it continue. So, this one, a pretty straightforward win for Aston Villa. Leon Bailey's Aston Villa marked a memorable return to the Champions League with a 3-0 win over Young Boys, and really happy for Villa. This is their first time bouncing back or coming back or returning to Champions League, Europe's biggest stage, for the first time in over 4 decades. Last time they were in the competition was back in 1983. And for those of you who aren't aware, I'm not sure why you're not. Yes, Aston Villa is a Champions League winning club. So this is in unfamiliar territory for them. Unlike some of your clubs, their men's team have actually won the Champions League. Long may their success continue. I guess I could go ahead and look at the rest of the Champions League. Last time I saw, Bayern Munich were just doing a complete madness. So I guess I could look at Bayern Munich, brush over a couple of the results elsewhere, and they took on Dynamo Zagreb, or maybe looks like it was more of a training ground routine than a competitive match. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. What is this for Harry Kane? Is this a hat trick? Looks like he scored a hat trick. That's a hat trick for Harry Kane. happy for Michael Elise. That is the dream for someone who's making their Champions League debut. I'm sure he'll definitely remember this one for years to come. He bagged himself a brace, special moment on your Champions League debut. Probably not going to get the match ball from Harry Kane there, if we're being completely honest. I remember Kane saying a particular line when he was playing for Tottenham in relation to, I think it was a post-match interview when they were asking him if he had scored a particular goal. I think he was chasing down the golden boot, and paraphrasing, he swore that he did. I think he said something along the lines of, I swore on like one of his children's life, one of his kids' lives, that he scored the goal. Don't know, maybe I need to get my eyes examined, but I don't think Kane scored that goal. But saying that to say, I don't think he stand a chance of getting the match ball. Maybe Kane's in good mood. Or maybe not. But nevertheless, with this result, Bayern Munich, first team to score 9 goals in a Champions League match where the men's competition is concerned. And that is just absolute madness. I want you guys to tell me in the comment section who you think will win the men's Champions League this year. Current holders, though, this one probably had a few of you on your the edge of your seat if you was doing a hate along. So what that means is hoping for Real Madrid to lose. I don't know, maybe some of you are salty. They are the kings of Europe, and they are the kings of Europe for a damn good reason. Most successful men's team in the Champions League. And this one, they managed to come up clutch. A couple of their star players there out on show. They actually took the league before they were pegged back by Stuttgart in the 68th minute. Rudiger, the man who is ever present, he took them out in front before Endrick wrapped things up and sealed an all-important victory. Chelsea fans, how do you feel about Rudiger? Does he give you nightmares? Do you harbor any regrets while selling him? Personally, I don't think you should have allowed him to leave, but that's just me. Another match that probably had a couple of you doing some hate alongs. Milan taking on Liverpool, and Liverpool had to come from behind to secure the all-important points. Pulisic, very familiar name and face to those of you who watch Premier League football. Ex-Chelsea man, he took his side out in front with a early lead inside the 3rd minute. But Konate, Van Dijk, big man Van Dijk, and Szoboszlai, they ensured that the Reds secured the all-important win. Let's go and see how the rest of the teams go on. And I guess what I could do, tomorrow we've got a couple more games there, guys. What day is it tomorrow? Hold on. Oh wow, I've confused myself. Okay, so my thing says Wednesday. So Champions League football is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and look at the table. And that's how we're looking there, guys. With the table. Bayern Munich leading the charge, 1 game played, 3 points in the bag. They've got a healthy goal difference of 7. They're closely followed by Leon Bailey's Aston Villa, with Liverpool closely behind. Juventus, I don't know if you guys saw the Juventus game, but there was an outrageous goal that was scored. And I can't remember the name of the player. Maybe you guys can remember the name of the player in the comment section, but he scored an outrageous goal. So the top 4 currently, actually let's do top 8, because I think it's the top 8 that moves on automatically to the next round, and then you have like playoff rounds and so on, right? Yeah, so the top 8 in blue, they go to the next round, and then the teams in orange go to the playoffs. So top 8 are based off games played and games to come as things stand. A couple of these are just in the position that they're in because of clearly alphabetical order. So as I said, Bayern Munich, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Juventus, Real Madrid, Sporting, they've all played their games and they make up the top 6 respectively, followed by teams who are set to play their games. You can see this one. It's a long list, isn't it, guys? 36 teams. Let me know what you guys make of the new Champions League format. Do you like it? Or you're not a fan? It does remind me of the Super League that everyone had so much high moral compass about, and now here we are with what looks like a Super League. Do let me know what you guys make of the new Champions League format. It seems like you guys couldn't see what was on screen. Yeah, you guys couldn't see what was on screen. I'm so sorry. Let's go ahead and change that. My apologies, guys. You could not see what was on screen. So let's explain that briefly again for you guys. So teams highlighted in blue, when we do come to the end of the round, say the top 8 teams in blue go on to the next round, and from the 9th position through to the 24th position, they have playoffs. And I'm assuming this just means from the 25th to the 36th position, you pack your bags and you go home. Don't know if that means you go into Europa League, but you won't be advancing through to the next round. Let's see what you guys are saying. Chorus, good day to yourself. How are you doing? 77777. I'm a bit slow, so I don't know what that means. J Lo and Bernard back at it. Did Leon play? No, he was on the bench. So Bailey didn't play any part. No, unfortunately, not on tonight's occasion. As I said earlier on in the stream, that's probably down to a precautionary decision by his gaffer, taking into consideration that Ollie Watkins went off and he could visibly see with a ice pack on his foot. So maybe that could be one of the reasons why we didn't see Leon Bailey. Again, this is his first match day squad since coming back from his hamstring injury. So I trust that that one is nothing more than a precautionary decision from his manager, Unai Emery. I'm going to touch on some transfer news there before I close off on the show. So do sit tight with me while I wrap this one up for you guys. See, can you guys see this one? Yes, you can. Let me go back over on X. Let's see. Can they see? What one is this? Why can't you guys see it? I'm so confused. Not sure why you guys can't see. Ah, okay. I know why. Yeah, you should be able to see it now. So you should be able to read this one on screen for you. If you can't read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. Charlton Athletic, they have announced a signing, and it is from one of our very own Reggae Girls. Charlton announced earlier on the signing of Atlanta Primus, and that she has joined Charlton Athletic from Southampton on a 1-year loan deal. Bit of a sweet little history there, sweet little story with Charlton, Atlanta, and also her dad with signing on a loan deal for the Addicts. What it means is that Primus follows in her father's footstep, Lindboy Primus, I should say, who started off his career also with the Addicts. So a little bit of a family affair there if you are Atlanta and her dad, or if you're just part of the Primus family. And also, who else do we have to talk about? And whilst we're on Charlton Athletic, I'm pretty sure you guys already know this. Melissa Johnson previously played for Charlton, but she actually made a summer move some weeks back. So she now plays for Nottingham Forest, and they play their football in the FA Women's National League North. So that is a level below the championship in England, that is being the second tier of women's football. And then above that, you have the top tier of women's football, which is the WSL. Some more good news. Let's go ahead and give you some more good news. Why not? Staying on the topic of transfers, you probably have already seen this one, but in case you haven't, I'll go ahead and keep you in the loop. Loan deal in the bag from Wolves, and it is in relation to Mr. Dexter Lambakisa. If you guys haven't seen this one, I'll go ahead and keep you in the loop. Some good news there in terms of what we're hoping will be a opportunity for regular football. Dexter Lambakisa will play the 2024-2025 season in Switzerland after completing a season-long loan deal with Werder Donsport, I should say, in the Swiss Super League. So I'm guessing that is a opportunity there that will see him play more regular football, first team football that is, as opposed to staying with Wolves, where he will probably more than likely be heavily limited to first team football. I think some weeks ago we saw him playing in, I think it was the Premier League U21 or something like that. I think that was one game I caught up with Dexter Lambakisa, and I think it was against Arsenal. And then his side played against Brighton, but he didn't play in that Brighton match. So with this, he's got the opportunity to secure more invaluable minutes at senior level. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is his third loan. I think this would be his third loan since being at Wolves. Let's go ahead and check that actually. But I do feel like this is his third loan. Dexter Lambakisa. Let's go ahead and double check that, guys. Don't want to misinform you. But I do feel that this is his third loan move. Let's go ahead and bring something up. Let me double check that. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring this screen up for you guys so we can go ahead and look at it. Scroll down and see if we can find what I'm searching for. Transfer market really irritates me so much with all these ads. Jeez, relax. Okay, guys, I'm trying to avoid some ads, but yes, as I said, this is his third loan move. His parent club is still Wolves. You can see that he played for Hearts, up in Scotland, also played for Rotherham as well, all loan deals from Wolves. So yeah, there he is off on another loan deal, and this one comes to an end in June, on June the 30th, 2025. So hopefully, wish the young man a successful spell in Switzerland, and hopefully he comes back an improved player, which would obviously benefit us where the national team is concerned. IT Push, good to see you in the comment section. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope that you are in good health. Big up St. Thomas. Big up yourself as well, Everton. I hope you are in good health. Good move for Dexter. Yeah, definitely. Why not take an opportunity, come out of his comfort zone? Another opportunity for him to come out of his comfort zone, grow and develop both physically and mentally. He's going to be embracing in what is probably a different culture to what he's used to. So hopefully it does go well for him. I think we're molding a well-rounded character here, guys. Like I said, this is his third move. He's going to be finding himself with a abundance of experience in terms of cultural experience, playing in these different levels, different leagues. playing with players of various nationality, embracing different culture, perhaps different languages as well. So I think it could only be a good thing. Most certainly, I hope the football works out for him, and I hope he can just embark on this new adventure, let it be a successful one. Hopefully, God's willing, he doesn't pick up any injuries, and that goes for the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys across the board. Hopefully we're not looking at any injuries, be it short term or more importantly, long term. So I believe I said at the start of this stream that I was looking at maybe 40 minutes for tonight's live stream. I don't know if I said that, but I feel like I did. And I'm just about to hit 45 minutes. It is a short one tonight, guys, but I think it was a necessary one, considering the number of Reggae Boys that played tonight for their respective clubs in various leagues up and down the country here in England. With the biggest being Champions League football, it does mean that Leon Bailey is back. He is back in the squad. Unfortunately, he didn't get any pick up any minutes on tonight's occasion, and there is context that supports that. So that is me done. Unless you guys have something to share with myself in the comment section, unless you guys have a request, I'm going to be giving you guys maybe an additional 3 minutes until I will have to love you and leave you. I'll be trying to come back same time tomorrow to have another chat with you guys. Pick up yourself, Father Bling. I think this is what? Is this the second time back to back? Or is it more that I've seen you in the comment section? You know how it goes. If you are new to the channel, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Trying to take this one to 5K subs, guys. So do go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And also, please do go ahead and hit the like button as well. 40 of you have already hit the like button without me asking you to do so too forcefully. So I do appreciate that. Maybe I got another 1 minute with you guys. It seems like it's a quiet chat on tonight's occasion. Doesn't seem like you guys have any requests for me. So I will be closing off in less than a minute. And if you have anything that you want to share with me or any topics that you guys want me to cover, do go ahead and drop a comment on any of my video. I will see it. Once you drop the comment, I will see it. Or if you want to go ahead and leave me a message on Instagram or on X, formerly known as Twitter, then I will get around to addressing your message. I know I've already had a couple requests pertaining to topics that you guys want me to discuss. And yeah, if it's worth discussing, I will at least take it into consideration and see if I can deliver it for you guys. Okay? All right, guys, I got less than a minute with you guys. Okay, so less than a minute, and then I am going to close off. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see something quickly. Champions League. Okay, I might be able to do that for you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, I am going to be signing off now because you guys are quiet in the comment section. I don't think you guys need me to add to what I've already said. So I am going to have to love you and leave you. It goes without saying, thank you so much for your continuous support. Thank you for helping me to grow the channel. I deeply appreciate it. Long may the growth continue. We are steadily on our way to 5K subscribers. That's my target for until the rest of the year, I should say. Hopefully I'm able to hit it. Thank you to you, those of you as well who have been sharing the content without me asking you to share it verbally. I know it does say at the bottom of the screen, please like, share, and subscribe. subscribe. Thank you to those of you who have shared it in your respective WhatsApp group for whatever the reason may be. Thank you for sharing it. And I am about to get out of here. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow again for the last time. If you are out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. If you're about to have your dinner, go ahead and eat for both of us. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.